Hey y'all, it's X, and welcome back to another video. So, as I said in the community post, I decided to restart my Road to Glory series. The only reason is we're still going to use the same character, but I wanted to kind of make him a different build, which you guys are going to see in a second. In the background, you guys are just going to see me customizing him again. Similar look, I don't think it's the exact same. I think I chose like the same base face, but I think I might have changed a couple of things. I definitely got the beard color wrong, which you guys will see in a second. But yeah. There were a couple of reasons I wanted to restart. I think the build that I chose, Scrambler, is not good. It's never been good in Madden. I don't know why I thought it would be any different now. So I ended up going with the Improviser build, which again, you guys will see in a little bit. There you guys can see me getting the beard color wrong. But Improviser just plays better. It actually has the same base speed as Scrambler, but it just has better throwing attributes. So when I was kind of playing with Keon at Auburn, I kind of felt like my accuracy was just really bad sometimes. I played a couple of games, I'm just like, I just don't, like, I know I'll get upgraded at some point, but I also just think that Improviser is probably more what I want to do. Still want to be able to throw the ball. I don't want to be like Lamar Jackson. I'd probably play more like Patrick Mahomes. Some of the customization here I actually ended up changing, which you guys will see in our first game. Like, I actually ended up taking off this like rolled up jersey in the back plate. Actually, I kept the back plate. I just took out the rolled up jersey and just gave him a regular tight sleeve jersey. But most of the rest of the stuff I'm pretty sure is accurate. But yeah, the other thing is I wanted to switch teams, and we will get to that in a second. But I felt like, specifically with Auburn, like, I knew who their running back was, but their receivers were kind of just nobodies to me. So it's sometimes a little bit less fun when you don't know the people that you're playing with. And it would be cool to learn some new players. And again, we can always end up transferring, but when you guys see the school that I ended up choosing, I don't think I'm going to want to transfer anytime soon. This team is crazy, man. I learned this from playing Play Now. There's one specific player, and when you guys see the team, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about, as we're about to get into it now. You can see we're equipping the mental abilities. We chose Headstrong again, and we got our guy. So when it comes to teams, there were a couple of teams that I was thinking of, right? So after we talked to the reporter, we wanted to win a national championship, good facilities, things like that. I saw Michigan wanted us. That was crazy. I was like, Michigan? But I ended up going with South Carolina. That was the team that I wanted this whole time. Nick Harbor's insane. I can't wait to play with him. They have Rocket Sanders, one of my favorite running backs in the game. This team is crazy. Let's jump into it. Alright, so we started off talking to the reporter here for the city, and we said that our teammates were probably the reason that we have such high expectations. We're going to lean on them to make sure that we can actually reach those expectations this year. Next, we had a text from our offensive coordinator. He was basically just giving us some pointers and some advice on how to be a collegiate athlete. You know, it's hard to balance everything, trying to be a student and an athlete at the same time. So we gave him the polite answer, obviously not trying to be on his bad side early. Now, we do have a bye week this week, so when it came to our weekly agenda, we probably looked into a different couple of things. Exams, kind of on the back burner. We're going to focus on our academics for sure, but not this week since we have time. So I believe we went into local hero, probably XP, and health, as well as leadership with our 6 energy points, just to be a little bit more well-rounded. Get our brand started early, make sure that we're putting in work, trying to get these XP points, and then make sure that when we do that, we keep our health up to not risk injury in games. And we obviously went with some leadership. I think we put our last 2 into that, so that was pretty nice. I wanted to quickly go over the reason that I came to South Carolina in the first place, which was the team. So obviously we have Rocket Sanders at running back, one of the best in the country. Really talented. He just transferred here, I believe, out of Arkansas maybe, and he's just one of the best in the country. He's gonna be great for us. Our backup, Oscar Adaway, is pretty solid as well. He's gonna get some snaps. We have DJ Braswell, who's not bad. And then receivers, you have Jared Brown, but the man that we are worried about is Nick Harbor. That 99 speed, 99 acceleration, 79 strength, the strongest receiver in the entire game. Also has 88 spectacular catch. I believe he has 98 jumping as well. Like, this is just going to be one of the best receivers I've ever played with, and that is going to show in the gameplay, and it's going to be so fun to play against. Alright, so hopping into our next week here, we have a game against Old Dominion. That is our first game of the season. So for our weekly strategy, we went heavily into academics and preparing for our exams since we didn't last week. And then I had a little bit of trouble with the second one, but I ended up just going with local hero, just working on our brand a little bit more as well. But yeah, let's hop into practice. You guys are going to see the highlights, and then we're going to hop straight into our first game at South Carolina. First play of the game here, Keon's pretty nervous, but you know what? We're just going to hand the ball off to Rocket Sanders and get this game started. He's going to pick up a few yards. A couple plays later on 3rd and 10, I'm going to audible Nick Harbor straight to try and distract the safeties, and I end up finding Rocket Sanders over the middle for a pretty short gain, but we don't get the first down. But it's okay because we get off the field, but coach wants to go for it, and he ends up picking up the first down. And I'm looking to Nick Harbor on this right side because I think he has a one-on-one that could get him pretty open using his size and speed. And I look, he's wide open and he's going to get the catch and Keon's first touchdown in college. Let's go. Alright, so we're back on the field for the next drive here. So first down, we're just going to hand the ball off here in a jet sweep to our receiver, who's actually going to pick up a pretty nice chunk of about 9 yards here. You can see him moving in and out and in and out. He's just going crazy. Next play, coach calls just a handoff to Rocket Sanders. Again, he's a really big part of this team, and on this play, he's going to pick up a pretty nice chunk and keep the chains moving. Alright, next play here, 1st and 10. It's a first play action. I thought about Nick Harbor on this little underneath route, but we end up throwing it over the middle to the tight end who makes a great diving catch to keep the chains moving. Next play, 3rd and 12. We're looking deep on these all-go routes. So I'm looking over the middle first, and our tight end is wide open. He's going to pick up a huge chunk of yards and get us all the way down to the 1 yard line. And on this first play in the red zone, Rocket Sanders is going to cap off this drive with a beautiful 1 yard rushing touchdown. Let's go. Alright, so first play of the 3rd drive here, and we're going to first take this QB power, which is kind of a fake like jet sweep. We're not going to do too much here, going to get about 5 yards if we're trying to juke out a guy and missing, but it's alright. Next play here, 2nd and 5, we're going to hand the ball off to Rocket Sanders, who's going to get a pretty big chunk of yards here, about 10 yards, keep the chains moving, keep the drive alive. Next play here, 2nd and 7, coach is just keeping the ball on the ground. We're going to hand it back off to Rocket Sanders, who goes straight up the middle and gets a first down after getting absolutely destroyed on that tackle. Next play here, 1st and 10, we're going to get a read option going here. We're going to keep it ourselves, and we're going to pick up not a great chunk of yards, only about 1. We couldn't get it to the outside, get about 3 yards. Next play, it's going to be a play action here, and we're going to look pretty deep, but nothing's getting open. Keon's going to scramble to the outside, and he's going to get a pretty big chunk of yards. He's going to spin out 2 guys, get about another broken tackle, and get about 15 yards on that play. What a play from Keon. 2nd and 12 here. Rocket Sanders, he's going to bounce it back out to the outside, get about 13 yards on the first down. Great play from him. 1st and 10 again here. We're faking the running back out right. And again, Keon can't really find anything, so he's trying to scramble here, and he can't really get much, and he's going to end up getting sacked. It's going to be 2nd and 13. Next play here, just another handoff to Rocket Sanders, who's been amazing today. He goes straight up the middle, and he's also going to get right up to that first down marker, 3rd and 2. We are going to get the first down a couple plays later here, and it's going to be a pass. We're looking for Rocket Sanders on this Texas route, and he's going to get wide open. We float it right over the defense, and Rocket Sanders is going to run straight into the end zone, getting his 2nd touchdown of the day. Keon 2nd as well. Next play after the defense is going to get a stop here, Keon's going to get to look deep, and he's going to really show off his arm on this play. And he's going to look for it, and X has kind of got a step on his guy, and he's wide open in the end zone, and he gets the touchdown. Alright, next drive here, and we're going to look on back-to-back plays to get touchdowns. I see Nick Harbor super deep down the field, and he's going to get a step on his guy, and he's going to get a huge gain of about 32 yards there. It's his first deep play of the game. Next play here, 1st and 10. We are kind of looking to scramble here. Keon is going to get almost the first down, gets about 10 yards, only gets the inches marker though. Next play, it's all goes, 2nd and inches here. Over the middle, it's just barely overthrown. Our guy has to try and make an acrobatic catch and he can't. 3rd and inches again here, again all goes. We're looking for Nick Harbor deep in the end zone, and he can't get it, he drops it. But luckily coach is going to let us go for it here on 4th and inches. He's going to call up some slant, and we're going to just throw it down to Rocket Sanders, our safety valve in the backfield, and he's going to pick up that first down. Next play, we're going right back to these all goes, and Keon drops back. He's going to look, but he's going to scramble, and he's only going to pick up about 8 yards here, trying to juke back to maybe make something happen there, but he can't. Next play, 3rd and 2. We're going to get it out to number 1 here. I keep forgetting his last name, but I'm going to learn it, and he's going to get us down to the 1 yard line so that Rocket Sanders can clean up the rest of this drive with a touchdown. Alright, first play of the next drive here. We're going to almost throw a pick on this play. I just wanted to show this because it was stupid, but we didn't. Next play here. We are just going to dump this down to Rocket Sanders on this short route. He's going to pick up a couple yards though, keep the chains moving. Good job. Next play here, we are going to roll out with Keon, and he's going to get the first down after a pretty solid run of about 6 yards. The play after that, we have a read option with Keon, and he's surprisingly going to pick up about 9 yards here for a very physical play, breaking 2 tackles. After that, 3rd and 7, we're going to look to motion Nick Harbor here on this right side, and I think he's going to get this out route here. And we're going to look, and he is wide open. I think he could get this with the space, but we didn't bullet pass it, so he doesn't get the first. Next drive here, we're going to roll out again with Keon. I see wide open space. We can definitely beat that linebacker. Whoop, spin move, and we get about 15 yards with that one. And the next play here, it's going to be Attaway getting a really solid run here, getting about like 20-something yards. But that is going to be the last play of the game because we do sit out the entire 4th quarter because we're up 42-0, and we just destroyed Old Dominion in week 1. I love this team so much. Now to go over the stats here, Keon had a really good day today. He had 15 completions, 20 attempts, 255 yards, 75% completion percentage, and 3 touchdowns. No interceptions. He was incredible today. Even Lenore Sellers got on the field and wasn't bad. Rushing, Rocket Sanders had 88 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 22 attempts. Attaway had 11 carries, 62 yards. Keon, 9 carries, 68 yards, no touchdowns. Receiving, Rocket led us with 5 catches. Nick Harbor, 3 for 77 and a touchdown. Higgins Bruce, I think he's the #1 guy. But yeah, we spread the ball out really well today. A lot of guys got involved, but that's going to be it for me. And we really did a great job here in week 1. I hope you guys enjoy this new build of Keon. You know, I think the new team is going to feel a lot better than Auburn, especially because I know some players like Nick Harbor, and it's going to be really fun. So remember to leave a like and sub if y'all mess with the content. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.